This is an alternating dumbbell chop squat. So I've got a single dumbbell held with both hands, and I'm going to alternate directional chops here with each squat. So the weight starts off at one shoulder. I'm going to squat down, send to the outside of that opposite hip. And then when I come up next, I'm now going to come up to that opposite shoulder over here and switch the direction of that rotational chop there with each rep. Let's take a look at the form we're working with here. So we're weight bearing, so shoulders are backing down the whole time. And we'll get into how that holds up through the rotation as well. But first, check in with your squat form. Feet are about hip width apart. Feet are parallel. Knees, when the knees bend, the knees follow the midline of each foot there. And you bend your hips and your knees so that you have those nice parallel lines of the shins and the spine there. Solid and steady through all of that. Now, that lower body form doesn't really change much. That's actually going to stay pretty squared off with every squat. You're just adding in a little bit of a rotation in your rib cage, in your chest. So by keeping your shoulders squared back, you're going to chop that weight down to the outside of that opposite hip, but I'm not going to let my shoulder sort of wrap around forward here, or even especially not close that space here. Nope. Shoulders stay backing down, and by keeping them back to get that rotation, I have to get the dumbbell over there, I have to rotate my rib cage, rotating my sternum, my chest to face this direction to get that weight out over there. Then when I stand back up, the weight's going to come up to the opposite shoulder I started with and then chop down the other way. So let's say I start up with my right shoulder here. The dumbbell bar is parallel to the ground, and I'm going to have my form in check, squat down, sending the weight to the outside of my left hip, stand up tall, bring the dumbbell to my left shoulder, and then squat down, send to the outside of the right hip, and then bring it up to my right shoulder. Now I'm back to my starting position. That was one rep right there. And then again, squat down, chop, come up, squat down and chop, come up. That's a second rep. So you're alternating directional chops, but try to really make sure you're keeping your shoulders square back and chest out as you rotate your torso with each one of these dumbbell alternating squat chops.